Morning, students. Hope so you all are fine. Okay, students, in the previous class, what we have studied about the early humans, and that too, how they were making tools. They used to make tools, in which we have learned that how, due to anatomical and neurological adaptations, they started using, the skilled use of hands was started, and we found the earliest, stone evidences, tools evidences in Ethiopia and Kenya. Then we studied that how the techniques of killing of animals were improving. They started making bone and arrow, spear and throws. Okay, then we studied about that how they were storing food. Okay, then we studied about the sewing needles, how, because the sewing needles has been covered, it has been discovered from 21,000 years ago. Then the most important thing, we studied about the punch blade techniques. Okay, then we studied about the modes of communication, that was through language and through art. Okay, through language, initially they what they were doing, they were involved through gestures or hand movements. Then they have taken vocal, they were vocal but non-verbal, they were humming and singing, and later on the speech may have been probably began. Okay, so today we will start the modes of communication through art. See, hundreds of paintings of animals done between 30,000 and 12,000 years ago have been discovered in the caves of France and Spain. Over here, students, cave on the caves they used to make the art. Okay, and about this, earlier also I have told that if they were making something, it was not like that only. Prediction says that they were, it might be a meeting point for them, and they used to make just to jot down, or just to remember that over here we have met, and over here we have discussed certain issues. Okay, discuss certain issues, I mean to say, not like us, as we used to discuss, but at that time, think according to that, because at that time they are hunter gatherers. Okay, hunting was their main profession. So how, which type of hunting they have done, or which type of which animal they want to hunt, each and everything. Uh, okay, and what mistakes they have done, so they used to draw. Okay, these include depictions of Viscon, horses, ibex, deer, mammoths, lions, bears, panthers. See, all are basically animals, and it is also for archaeologists. It is very strange that why only animals were made, or men with animals were made. Okay, no females were, actually no women's were there. So, what were women's not taking part in hunting? It might be. Okay, now several explanations have been offered that why they were actually painting. Then, for that, several explanations are there. The importance of hunting, just to tell, the importance of hunting. Then, the paintings of animals were associated with the rituals or magic. At that time, whatever they are making on the caves, they were what, might be they would be believing in any type of rituals they would be having, or any type of magic they would be knowing. The act of painting could have been a ritual to ensure a successful hunt, such as a big animal was hunted by an individual, etc. As I have told, that they want to tell, or they want to share that over here we have hunt a very big animal, and for their success they used to make those animals. Okay, now these caves were possibly meeting places for small groups of people. Earlier also have said that these caves could be the meeting place for them. Okay, they used to discuss with them. Okay, now could share hunting techniques and knowledge, as when they are doing meetings, they could share their hunting techniques and knowledges which could benefit to the other people, or the next time when they are hunting. The media for passing information from one generation to the next. because at that time there were no written text, so how would they pass message? Through paintings. Through paintings they used to tell messages to the next generation. It can be possible. Now, hunter gatherer society from the present to the past. Anthropology is a discipline that studies human culture and evolutionary aspect of human biology of the past. One group of scholars suggests that data from present day hunter gatherer society can be used to understand the past society. See over here, students, now also hunter gatherer societies are there, okay, and they are very different from us. They are different from us in the sense that they do not use so many machines and all. They are still living on the same platform as their um, as early men's were living. Understood? They are now also they are hunting. Now also they are eating natural fruits, natural vegetables. Okay, they are wearing clothes like that. They are dressing like that, you can say. Each and everything they are doing as if you can just consider like early humans were. And now also for hunting they are using bows and arrows. So, anthropology is a discipline that studies human culture and evolutionary aspects of human biology of the past. By this, we used to study the human culture and evolution aspects, that how it has been evolved, from what it has been evolved. Okay. Now, one group of scholars suggests that the data from the present day hunter gatherer societies can be used to understand the past society. Now, one of the group of the scholars, they said that while if we are able to connect with the present hunter gatherer societies, then it would be very easy for us to know about the early men, because they are also following that path. So we'll get evidences, or we will able to connect with the early humans. Okay, but other group, they denied that. Okay, now anthropology is the study of the contemporary ethnic groups. Ethnography is the study of contemporary ethnic groups. It includes an examination of their modes of livelihood, technology, gender roles, rituals, political institutions, and social customs. Okay, see now the present hunter-gatherer societies, they are actually very different from us. Like their livelihood, they are what they are doing for their livelihood. They are hunting. Their male job are their male counterpart. Their male job are fixed. They used to hunt in a group or individually. Okay, but now what humans are doing, if we are correlating with the hunter gatherer society and the society which we are having now, male member, they are going to offices, women are also going to offices, but that in hunter gatherer societies it is not like that. You can say in many of the movies you have seen, kabilas type, they used to stay like that, collectively they used to stay. Okay, and they used to hunt animals. Women used to prepare food. They are basically, you can say, they are very different from our society. Their society is very different, and they do not want to be like us. It is not like that they cannot be, but they do not want to be like us. They are very happy in their society. Now, in many of the hunter gatherer society, you will find that they are not wearing clothes also. Okay, so they are still they are still following the rules and regulations which the early people were following. Their general roles are different, the works are different. Apart from the works, their ritual practices are also different. They are not making temples or as such, that they are very very different type of ritual practices, political institutions and social customs. Okay, on the other side, another group of scholars who feel that ethnographic data cannot be used for understanding past society, as the two are totally different. One group of scholars says that we can know about the early men by by getting touch with these hunter gatherers, present day hunter gatherers, and we can get to know about them. But others, they say that no, we cannot. Why? Because now hunters gatherers are totally different. In what way they are different? Because now the hunter gatherer societies, they are doing some economic activities along with hunter and hunting and gathering. Okay, and these includes what? Engaging in exchange and trade in minor forest produce. Now they are exchanging something. Okay, now they are involved in economic activities. But earlier they do not have any type of economic activities at that time, because they were just hunting and they were just feeding. They do not know about all these things. But now they are doing, now working as a paid laborers in the field of neighboring farmers. In some of the hunter gatherer society, you will find that they are working in the field, neighboring farmers, in the fields of the neighboring farmers. Okay, these societies are totally marginalized in all senses, geographically, politically, and socially. Means by these things we can differentiate between the present day hunter gatherer societies and the society of the early men. Okay, now students, these hunter gatherers, they do not I'm talking about the hunter gatherers of early men, not of present day. They are actually very different. They do not have any accession to the property. Okay, because as they were moving from place to place, at there only they used to eat when the food, stuff, or everything, the resources, it was finished. Then they moved to the other places. In fact, for hunting also, or they wait for the seasonal changes, because now when their brain has developed, now in their brain they are able to confine that, whenever there is seasonal change, if the suppose if the summer or the warm environment has occurred, then obviously the animals, they would be near the rivers or near the ponds to drink water. Okay, so they used to go over there and hunt. Okay, so the very many different types of changes are there between the early men and the present hunter gatherers. So students, today we have in fact completed our topic. One source has been left, but that would be your homework, that you have to, it is in page number 24, the Hadza, it is about a small group of hunters, and you have to read that and tell me what do you get from it, basically what type of people they were, what they were eating. Okay, from that, what can you basically tell about them, just okay. So students, today we have studied about the how they were communicating, how the early men were communicating through art, because many of the cavings, we on that we found some paintings were made, and there are many assumptions that why these paintings would be there. Might be they would be giving the lessons to the next generation, or they would be through paintings, it is related to the ritual or the magic. Okay, or it might be a meeting place, or over there they might hunted a very big animal. So it was through art it was communicated. Now then we studied about the early hunter gatherer society, and correlated with the present one, because one of the group of the scholars, they say that we can get to know about the early men from the present hunter gatherer society, and other group, they were revolting that we cannot get, because now the hunter gatherer societies, they are very different from the previous one, because now they have started doing the economic activities. They have started doing work in some other farmers lands. Okay, they have started doing work also. So now, as the economical changes are there, so you cannot say that they are the same hunter gatherer societies which at the early times were prevailing. But then also, some of the things are common. Okay, so students, your assignment is, what were the different views of scholars regarding the hunter gatherer society? Okay, now define ethnography. What is it? Now, third question, by the art of early men, what can be predicted? Now, justify how art can be considered a medium of communication in early humans. Hope so, students. This topic is, is clear to you all, and please read the Hadza group. It is in page number 24 in your first chapter. So please read it. We'll discuss it tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day.